Oh, hello, I'm Don Miller, and this is my entry for the Great Guitar Build-Off 2021. It's sort of a Paul Bigsby tribute. Paul Bigsby was one of the pioneers of the electric guitar, who made guitars in the late 40s and early 50s. He didn't make very many guitars, but the ones he did have a very particular style, and I wanted to sort of capture that aesthetic. I'll give you all the vital stats right up front. It has an alder body, has a factory maple neck with a walnut skunk stripe and a rosewood board. I expanded the headstock a little bit with additional maple, added a walnut veneer. That veneer and all of the walnut accent pieces are all from the same piece of flamed walnut. There's some nice flame in there. The top is a bird's eye maple veneer that came on a substrate of poplar. I'll show you that detail in a second. Strings through the body, floating bridge. It has these P90-ish style pickups with a little gold foil decoration on there. I'm not an expert, but I've opened these up and they look like regular P90s to me. 500K pots, three-way switch, a 3-degree neck angle, and old style Kluson style tuners made by Wilkinson, and Jescar medium frets. The finish is a UV cured resin that I've never used before, but I will be using again, because look how shiny that is. You can see all the lights in my garage. It's got a little contour here for the player's left hand, and it's got the little and white binding to hide all the layers of the top. Here's a scrap of the top. It's got the bird's eye maple veneer, and then there is a layer of poplar, and then I added a layer of veneer to keep it from curling up, so it is stable and straight. It's less than a quarter inch, even less than 6 millimeters, I think. The whole thing weighs 6 pounds 13 ounces, which is about 3 kilos and 90 grams, or about 0.48 stone if you're into that. I've been thinking about this project for a while, how I could make a Bigsby style guitar, and I had some parts laying around and things, and then I was kind of mulling it over, and then last fall a friend and I took apart an old piano that had belonged to my grandmother, and we took that down, and I found on the inside of the piano, I found bird's eye maple veneer that I knew would be the top for this guitar in the Bigsby style. I started otherwise with a Telecaster body made of alder. There was a factory reject body and a sort of Telecaster neck with a beautiful piece of rosewood that I really liked. I wanted to use these parts because I hate to waste things, but they weren't even B stock. They were like E and F stock. They needed some real work. The neck had frets in the wrong place. I had to move 7 frets, fill the slots, reslot them, replace the frets, and then when they were all placed in the right place, and I was pretty confident of that, I didn't like the fret wire. So I took it all out and I replaced the fret wire into the new slots with a good Jescar medium wire that'll last a while. Was that a waste of time? Yeah, I think it was a waste of time. For a neck from a bin that, I could have made a new neck with that amount of effort. Maybe less effort, but I just wanted to see if I could do it. I wanted to reuse this piece of rosewood. I like the back of the neck, and a nice skunk stripe and everything. But now I know I can. If I need to move frets again, I know I can, but I don't think I will. The body was dirty and warped, and it's glued up from multiple pieces, and the joints aren't parallel with anything, and I wasn't even sure what kind of wood it was for a little while. But as soon as I started to plane it flat, the back needed to be planed flat. As soon as that plane hit, I could see the pinkish fresh alder coming through the grime, and it looked pretty good to me. I thought it was going to work out. In addition to moving frets, I tried a few other new things. I'm not real experienced with metalworking, but I bought a Gretsch bridge saddle, which is here, and I decided that for the style, it really needed a base. It needed to be a floating bridge with a base made of aluminium. Since I couldn't find aluminium in the US, I just went with aluminum. I had to shape that down, sand it, thin it a little bit, drill and tap it. That's not stuff I do very much, so that was good. I've also only attempted inlay a few times before, but the Bigsby style requires something in this area. His always said Bigsby right there, and so I put an initial in there. The material that's made of is 2 guitar picks glued together, a pearloid one and a white one. So it's pearloid showing, and the white is there to help reflect the light back through it. It's the same material I used for dots on this tailpiece here. The tailpiece is a feature of the Bigsby guitars before he invented the vibrato system. I don't know why they're there. It's just a decoration. He was kind of just going for a look. The finish I used was new to me also. It's a UV cured resin. As the time was getting short toward the deadline, I needed something that would cure quickly. I couldn't use a nitro or true oil or any kind of thing that would take a long time because I didn't have weeks and weeks for it to cure. So this stuff cures in about 3 minutes in the sun. So once you get it on there and it's smooth, you take it out in the sun and it cures. I'll put a link in the description. I don't want to make a commercial for this company, but it was a good product, and then it got buffed up and it looks like lacquer. I'm pretty happy with that. If I had more time, and probably my second try of doing this on a future project, it's going to even be better. I thought about trying to stain this alder, maybe hide these glue joints that aren't parallel to anything, and I had to replace a section up here. I had a little tragedy with a router, so there's a piece here that I had to glue on that actually, fun fact, this little sliver here grew right behind my house, this alder tree. But so I thought about disguising its humble origins, and then I thought, no way, buddy. Be proud of who you are, you know? You started out in a waste bin. Someone threw you away, and now look at you. You're in a contest with pieces of wood from all over the world. Sold as scrap, and now look at you. You're on YouTube. Good job. Good job, little piece of alder. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I learned some things. One, I learned how to make videos. This was all new to me. I had not done this before. I also learned that making build videos is a lot of work. I think I spent more time on build videos than I did on actually building. And I think if I continue to make build videos, I'm really going to need to streamline that process, or I don't know, maybe get my sister to edit for me. I hear that's a thing. I don't know. The guitar still needs a few adjustments. It needs a more detailed setup. So I'm going to mention this because somebody's going to notice. This saddle, the radius of the saddle is a much flatter radius than the radius of the neck. It's perfectly playable, but it's not optimal. So I'm going to have to probably put some slots in here so that the outer strings can sit down and create that more round radius to match the neck. But these are just adjustments. I'm calling it done. It hangs like a Telecaster. It wants to kind of be level like a Tele. It's very familiar the way it hangs. It balances like that. I put the pickups in the same spot as they would have been on a Telecaster, so it's got a lot of Telecaster DNA still, despite the neck angle and the raised bridge. It does kind of dirty up nicely in the bridge pickup. also sounds sweet. That's a neck pickup, or the two pickups together. I'll tell you, I really enjoyed being part of the build-off. I watched it last year and I wasn't able to participate, and I really was looking forward to it this year. It was a great experience. I feel like I'm connected to people somehow, and it's a good way to stay motivated to actually finish this, as I mentioned. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much to Crimson Guitars and the people that do the work at the Great Guitar Build-Off, answering the emails and so forth, and of course the judges. I love you. I love you very much. And the other builders, I love you too. And now that I'm finished, finally, with this thing, I can go back and watch a lot of these videos that I've missed, and I want to see as many as I possibly can. I enjoyed all of them. I still owe a build video, and I will have it up soon after this. There's a lot of stuff happening in that video, so I'm going to have to do a lot of editing on that. But thank you so much. I hope you like my build, and I hope to be back again next year. Thanks very much.